Mevakshei Chagin Yantiv. So every Lag Baomer. Every Lag Baomer, the avoid of connecting to Hashem Baomer and all the tzadiki emes is obviously the ikr focus. But this Lag Baomer, our responsibility is not only to be maskasher to Rashbi, but our avoid is also to make a shidduch between Hashem Baomer and David HaMelech. It's like our avoid right now. The Shadchan between Moshe Rabbeinu, between Hashem Baomer and David HaMelech is Moshe Rabbeinu. Since the Ikra Avodah this year, Ikvus the Mashiach Befrat this year, Befrat Shebefrat. Let me try to explain a little bit. There's I asked the kasha by Shal Shudis, and now I'll ask it and I'll give the opposite answer, but the truth is it's the same answer. So it's like this, it's very, very unique. We have such an idea of singing praises to Hashem. HaGadol, HaGibor, V'Hanoira, there's such a thing. But such an inyan of singing praises to Hashem Baomer is a pella. Bar Yechoy, Nimshach Ashrech, all the Pizmayim, all the songs of Lag Baomer, it's like just praising and heaping praise upon praise to Hashem Baomer. I mentioned by Shal Shudis and the Zohar Kadosh, you find this Keseder that whenever Rav Shimon said a Torah before and after, all the Tanoim were praising Rav Shimon, his greatness, just talking about how amazing he was, and he is. So it's Masha Dever Pella. Why does Rav Shimon need such praises? Where's this inyan coming from of praising Rav Shimon? I just like this. Everyone knows the Gemara in Shabbos, the whole mice of Rav Shimon Baomer in the cave. So after Rav Shimon Baomer leaves the cave, so the Gemara says that after Rav Shimon Baomer had the whole experience of the cave and he became not just Rav Shimon, but then he became Rav Shimon Baomer. The name of Lag Baomer is Rav Shimon post-cave. So the Gemara says, Rav Shimon Baomer said, Hoyel v'yisrachish nisa, since miracles took place to me, I was able to survive miraculously in the cave. Iskan b'milsa, let me go and bring a tikkun to the world. So this first tikkun that Rav Shimon Baomer brings to the world, it must be that it contains within that the whole inyan of Rav Shimon Baomer. So what does the Gemara say? So the Gemara says, again, famously, that Rav Shimon Baomer was in Tveri, the Rishalmi explains, he was in Tveri and he asked around, is there anything that needs fixing? So they said, yeah, there's a particular derech, there's a highway over here, and we're not sure. There's definitely Mason buried here. We're not sure where. And because of that, Kahanim can't use this as a straight path to the city. They have to go around. It's a tircha for them. So Rav Shimon Baomer asked the question. He said, is there anyone here that has a memory, has a Messiah, that this area, despite the fact that there are some kvarim here, that it was huchzik b'tahara? Does anyone have a Messiah that this was not established as a Beis HaKvaros? If this area was established as a cemetery, then there's nothing I can do. Even if those specific areas without a kever, if it's part of a cemetery, it's part of a cemetery. Is there anyone here that has a Messiah that this was not be'etzem a cemetery, just random kvarim? So the Gemara says that a Husaba, an elder person, raised his voice and he said, yeah, I remember that in this spot, in this area, there was a great Tana that once ate Truma in this area. And if he ate Truma in this area, it means that it wasn't a Beis HaKvaros. So the Gemara says that Rav Shimon Baomer, after hearing that, so then he took it upon himself to clarify where the Kvarim are. And the Gemara says, according to Rashi's Pirush at least, not only did he just make a maifis that the Kvarim appeared, indicating where the Kahanim would be able to go, but he did the same p'ula as that great tzaddik did. That great tzaddik was eating or preparing certain types of beans, which were trumas. So Rav Shimon Baomer Dafka took those types of beans and did the same thing in that area, and clarifying using alpines to clarify where the kfarim are. If Rav Shimon Baomer performed that miracle, which is the first tikkun that he did after the cave, which is the essence of everything Taras Rashbi, everything Lag Baomer Dik, everything Gula Dik, and the way he did that was by doing the same activity as that great older tzaddik, that it must be the inyan of Rav Shimon Baomer is deeply bound to that tzaddik. So who was that tzaddik that clarify that the Messiah came from, that area was not a Beis HaKvaros, allowing Rashbi to be Masak in the world. And he Davka brought the Tikkun in the same way that Tzaddik did. So there's two Gersais. There's two Gersais in the Gemara. The Gersa that we have in the Gemara is that it was Ben Zakkai. Who's Ben Zakkai? It's interesting. We don't usually refer to this Tzaddik as Ben Zakkai. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. It's referred to as Ben Zakkai. That's the Gersa of Rashi. There's another Gersa though. Taisus and Chulin and the Sefer Aruch bring down another Gersa that it's not Ben Zakkai, but it was Ben Azai. That's a little bit more common to be called Ben Azai. Ben Zakkai and Ben Azai. So even though obviously practically it was one or the other, it wasn't both, but if these are the two Gersais that come down to us, Ben Azai and Ben Zakkai, so Masi Bashkocha Pratis, Chazal are telling us, Rosh Mevakshei is telling us that his Avodah and the Avodah of being Matar of the whole world, of showing the whole world that this place is not a Beis HaKvaros. So it must be that it's through the Hiskashras to those Tzaddikim, Ben Azai and Ben Zakkai. So let's first focus on Ben Azai. Who was Ben Azai? So Ben Azai is a great Tana, but to understand the Shurish HaNeshama of Ben Azai, now we're not people that can talk about that, but we have Tzaddikim that were able to, and they told us. We know that Ben Azai was one of the four Tzaddikim, the Dal Shenichnasu Lepardes, right? Rabbi Kiva, Elisha ben Avuya, Acher, Ben Zayman, Ben Azai. Rabbi Kiva, Elisha ben Avuya, Ben Zayman, Ben Azai. They went into Pardes, and we know that 3 out of 4 did not come out perfect. Ben Azai, the Gemara says, Hitzitz umeis. Ben Azai gazed in that experience of the Maisim of Nichnasu Lepardes, of the Pardes, and he passed away. Rabbi Kiva was the only one that Nichnas b'Shalom v'Yotze b'Shalom. So who was Ben Azai? It says the Zohar Kaddish in Parshas Pekudei. The Zohar says in Parshas Pekudei that those 4 tzaddikim, Rabbi Kiva, Elisha ben Avuya, Ben Zayman, and Ben Azai, correspond to the 4 elements of earth, wind, fire, and water, and correspond to the 4 chalakim of Torah, Pshat, Remez, Drush, and Side. Who's who? So Rabbi Kiva is the neshama hakileles, the collective neshama of Side. That's why he was able to handle the experience of the paradise. Nichnas b'Shalom v'Yotze b'Shalom. Who's the opposite extreme? Ben Azai is the side of Pshat. Ben Azai is the side of Pshat. That's why in the elements, Ben Azai is connected to Ofar, to earth, which is the most pashut, most down, literally down to earth. And because of that, when Ben Azai, for whatever reason, wasn't able to handle the experience, what happened to him was hitzitz umeis. He died. He went into the earth. So now it's an ironic thing. Rishim Barichai we always associate with what? With Side. Taras Rashbi, Pnimis HaTorah, Zohar Kaddish. But yet, according to that Girsa, the Girsa of Rashi, how does Rishim Barichai, how is he poil? How does he bring a tikkun? Through his iskashas to who? To all the tzaddikim, to Ben Azai, which is Pshat, Offer. So you could explain that, to be matar the derech, to clarify the kvarim, so he needed to be miskasher to a tzaddik, that's bechinas offer. But that's only if you isolate the story of Asher Rishon. But when you see it as part of the bigger picture of Taras Rav Shimon, of his tikkun, the tikkun that he brings to the world, which is Gula Shlema. So what type of shidduch is it between Rishon Vaychai side, and what is that? That's not Ben Azai. But the truth is, it's like this. If you think about it, those Dal Shenichnas Ulapardes, the 4 chalakim of Torah already taken care of. Whose side? Rabbi Kiva's side. So if Rabbi Kiva's side, then what's Rav Shimon? I thought Rav Shimon is side. We always think of Rav Shimon as side. The truth is like this. In the Rishalmi it says that Rav Shimon Bar Yochai said that a person should pay very close attention to his Torah, because his Torah is trumais mitrumais shel Torah Rabbi Kiva. Shimon said that his Torah is the concentrated essence of Torah Rabbi Akiva, which means that if Torah Rabbi Akiva is side, what Rav Shimon Bar Yochai is telling us is that his Torah is not side. Rav Shimon's Torah is not side. Rabbi Akiva's Torah is side. So what's Rav Shimon's Torah? Rav Shimon's Torah is side Shabbos side. Razin de Razin, secrets of secrets. Now there is a base medrash in the world of the Rebbeinu Shalom tzaddik that the Rebbeinu Shalom sent into the world, Ir v'kadosh mishmayik anochis, to reveal to us not just side, but to reveal to us a language of what? Of Soid Shebeside. And what is that? What's the Mahalach of Avoida that is connected to the secret of all secrets, Razin de Razin? That's Baal Shem Tov. That's Torah Chassidus. The Reb Shimon Bar Yochai is not the inyan of Soid. Soid is Rabbi Akiva. The inyan of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai is Chassidus. The inyan of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai is Torah Baal Shem Tov. The inyan of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai is the concentrated essence of Soid, the Soid Shebeside. This is why, we'll explain in a moment a little bit more, but this is the iskashrus between Reb Shimon Bar Yochai and Ben Azai. The Gemara says about Ben Azai, the Gemara Bracha says, whoever sees Ben Azai is in a dream. If you have a dream and you see a tzaddik and in your mind that's Ben Azai, titzapel l'chasidus. You should look forward to become a chassid. That's what the Gemara says in Brachas. The Gemara says in Chagiga that the reason why Ben Azai was killed, died after the experience of Nichnasu Lepardes. The Gemara says about Ben Azai the pasuk, Yakar be'eni Hashem hamovsa l'chasidav. The side of Ben Azai is pshat, true, but the side of Ben Azai is a chassid, is chassidus. The inyan of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai is not side. The inyan of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai is chassidus, is side shebeside. What is side shebeside? So this is hard to explain. Every one of the chalakim of Torah, pshat, remez, drush, and side, are a certain layer of information about God. Pshat tells you something, remez, drush, and even side. But it's not the experience of Elokus. Soid Shebesai, Torah's Reb Shimon, which is Torah's Baal Shem Tov, which is the essence that's contained within side, is Elokus Alein. It's God Himself. That experience of God Himself is something that cannot be grasped by itself, but it's something that's pervasive throughout all the chalakim of Torah. When you isolate the four chalakim of Torah, Pshat, Remez, Rush, and Side, then each layer is independent and maybe sometimes contradictory to the others. But the inyan of Side Shebesai, the inyan of Chassidus, the inyan of the essence of God Himself, of Elokus, is something that by itself can't be grasped. It can't be grasped. It's like a fire that you can't touch. But it's it's pervasive specifically through all the chalakim of Torah. In the famous mimer that he said, Minyani Torah Chassidus. So the Rebbe said that this is why Torah Baal Shem Tov is very often compared to oil. Oil is something that floats on other liquids. So oil by itself is something that's always removed, always separate. But in the halach of in Hilchas Yeridei and the halachas of Kashrus, we know that oil has a quality of being mefafei. It has an ability to be pervasive throughout something. If something is treif and there's oil involved, oil has a way of making it even like super treif, because it takes the blias and it brings it all the way through everything. Bar Yochai nimshachta ashrecha. The side of Reb Shimon is a side of oil, of shemen, which is a side of Taras Chassidus, of Razin de Razin, of the essence of God. In order to, the siman, the indication that a person is connected to the truth of Chassidus, to the way of Etzem Elokus, the indication of that is if the experience of Elokus permeates and pulsates throughout all the chalakim of Torah, all the way to Pshat. If a person's hiskashus to Elokus is only inside and remez and drush, but it doesn't get to Pshat, it means it's not God Himself. Because only if it's God Himself, then it's all pervasive, then it's kol everything. Then it goes from Reish Kol Dargan at Soif Kol Dargan. It goes from the highest all the way to the lowest. The Gilui of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, the tikkun that Reb Shimon Bar Yochai brings, which is the first emergence of Torah Baal Shem Tov, is specifically by his iskashrus with Ben Azai. Ben Azai is the side of Pshat and the side of being a chassid. Because that's what Reb Shimon Bar Yochai is bringing to the world, that beginning, the opening that would eventually, the doors would be then blown open by the Baal Shem Tov, but that Pesach that began with the Reb Shimon Bar Yochai. This is why he specifically brings a tikkun to that pathway, that derech in Tiveria, to allow the Kahanim to go straight. The inyan of that straight path, as opposed to having to go around. Chassidus, on a very simple level even, Chassidus it has the ability of taking secrets of Torah and packaging it in a way where there's no difficulty and there's no concern for anyone. Soid is something that by itself a person has to have a lot of achanas for. So kahanim, so b'derech moshel, kahanim who are compared to Tarya Mevakshei Mipiu, to tzaddikim that want to have iskashrus to Soid, they want to be miskasher to Rabbi Akiva, so they have to go around. It's a whole mahalach, it's not so pashut. But comes Hashem Ba'echoi, which is the beginning of Tarsa Baal Shem Tov, the ending of Razin to Razin, ironically, Davka being Megala, the deepest secret, which is God Himself, thus being able to enliven everything all the way down to Pshat and Offer Mamish, this actually at the same time also gives every single Yid a hiskashrus with even the deepest secrets of Torah in a healthy, good, wholesome way, creating a direct path. So the Indian of Hashem Ba'echai, according to that Girs of Ben Azai, means the Hashem Ba'echai is introducing us to Torah Baal Shem Tov. What about the other Girs of Ben Zakkai? So the other Girs of Ben Zakkai is coming to reveal to us, how do you know you're a chassid? How do you know you're a chassid? So you can learn Torah Chasida, you can learn that stuff, whatever. But how do you know what's the nature of a chassid? So this comes the other Girs of Ben Zakkai and his Megal to us, what is a chassid? So who was Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai? So the Gemara says like this. The Gemara in Bracha says that at the end of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai's life, he's on his deathbed right before the Histalkus, and the Talmidim, it's a famous Gemara. The Gemara says the Talmidim came to Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, and they see Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. He's holding by the end, and they ask him for a bracha. And Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai says, "Yiratzin to give you a bracha, Shtei Yerushalayim Aleichem Kamar Basav Adam." That you should fear Hashem like you fear human beings. That's where, halavai, we should have Yerushalayim like we fear human beings. We should fear Hashem like we fear human beings. And the Talmidim said, Rebbe, Ad Kan, that's it. That's what we should be aspiring to. So Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai said, halavai. He said, halavai, a person should halavai, we should have such a level of Yerushalayim. And then the Gemara says that they saw that he was crying. And they said, Rebbe, why are you crying? And he said, why am I crying? Because my whole life I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And now I see at the end of my life there's two paths in front of me. One path going to Gan Eden, and one path, Lahavdil, going to Gehenna. And I don't know which way I'm going. That's why I'm crying. What do you see from that statement? What do you see from that last little couple sentences of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai? You see from there a person who holds himself to be mamish nothing. At the very, very end of his life, the greatest longing in his life, and he's expressing it in his Talmud, it was like, halavai, I should have epis, some level of Yerushalayim, something, epis. And he says at the end of his life, all of my avoid, I'm not sure, maybe I'm going to get him. I'm mamish. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai is holding himself less than pachish of a pchusa. Mamish, offer ve'efer, kipshutay, mamish, ayin, and bottle. So you read that Gemara, and you're thinking, okay, maybe Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai wasn't self-aware. Maybe he's just like, I don't know, he didn't chap who he was. But that's not true. There's another Gemara, the Gemara in Tainus says a Maisa, that Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai's daughter was sick. And Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai asks, he's davening, it's not working, and he asks his Talmud, Rabbi Chanina ben Doisa, daven for my daughter. And the Gemara says Rabbi Chanina ben Doisa put his head between his knees and davened, and the daughter had a Yeshua. So the Gemara says that Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai's Rebbetzin asked him, I don't understand, you're the Rebbe, he's the Talmud. Your davening all day doesn't work, and the Talmud's davening does. So Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai said, it's not a kasha. I'm a sar l'fnei HaMelech. I'm the general in Hashem's army. And my Talmud is like a butler. He's an eved. So of course I have a much more chash of a position in the Malchus. But the nature of a sar is I can't just go into the king whenever I want. The nature of an eved, because of his low position, he's able to go in whenever. So what do you see? You see, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai was very much aware of who he was. Very much aware of who he was. He knew that he was a sar l'fnei HaMelech. So now it's Mamash Apella. What's going on over here? This is a Yid, we're talking Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, who's a Yid that what? Who knows very, very well who he is. He knows that he's a sar l'fnei HaMelech. He knows that he's the Gadol Hadar. There's no one greater than him. He's the Rashka Bahag of the generation. And at the same time, it's the same Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai who honestly, sincerely says at the end of his life, halavai, I should have something of Yerushalayim. And halavai, I hope I'm going to Gan Eden. It's Mamash Apella. But understand, Chaver, this is what it means to be a chassid. To be a chassid means to be at the same time someone who knows deeply and thoroughly how important he is, how deeply bound he is to Elokus, and how the whole world is dependent on your actions. Like the Baba Sheva used to often quote the Rambam pasuk in Nechus Tshuva, that a person has to believe and has to live in such a way as if the entire world is 50-50 and depends on your decision right now. And at the very same time, how deeply you are aware of that, at the very same time, be'emes, to be completely batel and ayin, and to love and respect and to look up to every single Jew. And you can ask me a kasha, how is it possible to be both? So it is a good kasha. How is it possible to be both? The Kamarne asked this kasha, and he says like this: Umiata, this is in Pirkei Avos, Mishnah Dal, Perek Dal, Mishnah Dal. Umiata adam oimid b'mevucha gedola. So says the Kamarne, now a person is stuck in a very big conundrum. Ki hagaiva hu mamish el necher el zar el acher. Gaiva is the worst thing in the world. It's mamish avodah zar. The anova psula, but then being, thinking of yourself as nothing is yosigr, is even worse. So what do we do? So says the Kamarna, ube'emes ein shum eitz lezeh el Hashem yisparach yazer. The Kamarna says that this is the side of what it means to be a true chassid. It doesn't make any sense. How is it possible that you can have tzaddikim that they completely know who they are, but at the same time they're completely humble, be'emes? There's a mice with the Chayz of Lublin that at one time the Berditcher was coming to visit Lublin, so everyone's going to be kalpanim by the Berditcher, and the only person that's not there is the Chayz. So the Gaboim go to the office, and he's like trembling in the office. He's not coming out. He says, Rebbe, the Berditcher is here. He said, the Berditcher has eyes. Berditcher has eyes. He's going to look at me. He's going to mamish know that I'm a nobody. That wasn't Stam. He wasn't saying that to have a Maisa said about him 200 years later. That was real. The Kamarna says that this is an avoida, this is a pella, this is like a meifis of tzaddikim. Just like you can't ask kashas, and what does it mean that tzaddik has ruach hakodesh and sees things and sees neshamis and all that stuff? You can't. This is the mitzvah. What does it feel like to come in contact with God Himself? When a person comes in contact with God Himself, we might not be able to identify what that feels like, but we know the reaction to it. The reaction to it is a ben zakei reaction. The reaction is to be the most empowered person in the world, to believe that everything depends on you. Like the Kamarna writes, such a lashon, he says, "Roy la'adam lasim tamid aliboy b'chakika asher ein lo mechika." The Kamarna says it's kedai for a person to engrave in his heart, mamish an engraving that can't be erased. How every yid is a ladder that your feet are down here, but your head is all the way in heaven. And all of your thoughts, all of your actions, all of your activities, has an imprint above. Whatever you do, the Rebbeinu Shalom is doing. You're in control. So at the same time, a person feels that, and at the same time, mamish, to be completely in awe of any yid, and to be be'emes, to feel that you're pachish b'pchusim. And the Kamarna says this is exactly the experience of Dveikus and Elokus. It doesn't make sense, but that's what it means to be a chassid. The Mishnah says, Lo yam aretz chassid, right? That an amoritz is not a chassid. Listen how the Kamarna teaches it. He says, what does it mean, am ha'aretz? Usually it's touched as ignorant, but he says, no. Am ha'aretz means the opposite. Am shebeginoi nivreis ha'aretz. Am ha'aretz means a person for whom is worthy that the whole world was created. In other words, tzaddik emes, kodesh v'tohar, ashrei loy, dovek belakov, loy mitar l'shma, HaKadosh Baruch Hu geyser v'hu mevatel. All these things. Ella, so you could be an am ha'aretz, but loy am ha'aretz chassid. Ella shloi zach lebechinas ayin mamish. To be a chassid means to be completely nothing, but not a nothing. And what does it mean to be nothing? It means to be'emes say, like halavaya should have a tipa shebiyam of Yerushalayim, but at the same time to be able to know that you're a sar lefnei hamelech, and it doesn't make any sense, and you won't be able to explain it to anyone else or to yourself. But the heart knows that a heart can have those two feelings, be'emes at the same time, and that's Moshe Rabbeinu. Who was more humble than Moshe Rabbeinu? No one. Literally, the pasuk says that no one ever was and will be more humble than Moshe Rabbeinu. But who was more self-aware than Moshe Rabbeinu? No one was more self-aware than Moshe Rabbeinu. When Moshe Rabbeinu was being rebelled against by Kairach, then on his own, Moshe Rabbeinu goes to Rebbeinu Shalom and he says, Rebbeinu Shalom, you know that I didn't take a pruta. You know that I am mamish, the Raya Mehemna of the Jewish people. The same Moshe who's Anav Mikol Adam says on his own that the earth is going to swallow up Karach V'Adasai if there's anything, Mashu, that I said that it wasn't with complete hiskashus and dvekis. The side of Moshe Rabbeinu is to be a chassid. The side of Moshe Rabbeinu is to be Megala, the side of Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. And this is why the Gemara says an amazing thing. The Gemara says that after the Talmidim heard those statements from Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai about how be'emes he felt like a shval ruach mamish, like the Gemara says a lashon that halavai you should be zaycha, that a chassid be'emes feels that halavai he should be zaycha to have a hiskash with worms crawling on the floor. Worms crawling on the floor are good. They're tzaddikim. They're tzaddikim emes. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Halavai, I should be like a worm. And the chassid says that be'emes. After hearing such statements from Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, the Gemara says that mamish at the moment of the stalkus, Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai said, Panu Mokim, that you should make a place for Chizkiyo HaMelech, who's coming to be malavim me to the Olam HaEmes. That statement of the Gemara is like mamish from left field. Chizkiyo HaMelech, Chizkiyo HaMelech. What does the Gemara say about Chizkiyo HaMelech? The Gemara says about Chizkiyo HaMelech that Yeshaya Navi came to visit him. And Yeshaya Navi came to Chizkiyo and said, Chizkiyo, he was sick at the time, he said, you're going to die, and you're not only are you going to lose and not have this world, you don't have Olam Haba either. And there's a Navi saying that. And Chizkiyo said, why? He said, because you weren't Isaac in Pir Viribia, whatever the Cheshbainis were. And Chizkiyo HaMelech said to Yeshaya Hanavi, Klach nevuoscha v'tzei. Take your nevuah and get out. Kach mekublani beis avi abba. This is the tradition that I have received from my grandfather David HaMelech. That afilu cherev chada menachas al tzavar shel adam lo yimna atzmi min harachamim. Even if the sword is on your neck, you don't stop davening. The inyan of Chizkiyo HaMelech is chizik. Chizkiyo HaMelech says that you have the power and the unbelievable strength to be mavato all gezeris, even if literally the sword is on your neck. And the irony of all ironies is that Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai, literally after saying that I have no idea if I'm going to Gehenna, and he's saying it be'emes, and after Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai is saying halavai should have epis atiba shel b'yam of Yerushalayim, and he's saying it be'emes, at that same moment, it's nizgala that what? That his neshama is deeply connected to Chizkiyo HaMelech, which means that with all of that, you could still have the same intensity and the same hiskashras and the same chizik as Chizkiyo HaMelech to say to Rebbeinu Shalom, I'm offer ve'efer, I'm mamish nothing, I don't deserve anything, and I haven't accomplished anything in my life. Afal pikein klach nevuos chavitzei. I could be poil Yeshuas. What does that mean? How does it make any sense? That's a chassid. That's a chassid. Rishim Ba'Yechai is meskasher to Ben Azai, which is the side of Rishim Ba'Yechai is bringing Chassidus. And the other gears of Ben Zakkai is being Magala. What does it mean to be a chassid? What's the hergish? What's the inyan of Chassidus? So it comes out that if Rishim Ba'Yechai is the inyan of Chassidus, and the nature of a chassid is that despite his awareness of who he is, but Afal Pikin, he holds himself to be mamish nothing. So of all the tzaddikim, the one that might forget how great he is the most is Rishim Ba'Yechai. So he asks the question, why do you have to praise Rav Shimon so much? The answer is because Rav Shimon might forget how great he is. He might forget how great he is. How can Rav Shimon Bar Yochai forget how great he is? All of Lag Baomer is his party. It's a moifis, but that's the nature of a tzaddik emes. The nature of a tzaddik emes is that despite the fact that they're mamish, the greatest that ever was, that itself brings them to feel the lowest that ever was. But not in a way of tzebrach and kite, but in a way of chizik. This is the chiddush of Chassidus, which is that the shvir salev, the sense of ayin, brings simcha to be, like the Kamarna always says, is to be sos usemeach bebittel, to feel mamish like just a pashita, and to just love every yid. To like to have the like Reb Nachman, like Reb Nassan always talks about this, the simcha of just being a yid, and the simcha of antaka nothing, and look at how much God helps me and gives me, despite the fact that I'm nothing. It must be that Hashem loves me for no reason at all. That's the source of chizik and the source of simcha. Who's the first Tana to speak in the Zohar Kaddish? In the Hakdam, in the introduction, how does the Zohar Kaddish begin? You would think with Reb Shimon. It's not how it begins. It begins Pasach Reb Chizkiah. Pasach Reb Chizkiah. A mimer from Reb Chizkiah talking about Knesset Yisrael being compared to a rose. It's ironic of all, it's Reb Shimon. Why would we not start with a mimer from Reb Shimon? So the Kamarna Rebbe's son, the Domestic Eliezer, explains that's the side of what the Zohar Kaddish is coming. Pasach Reb Chizkiah. It's coming to give chizik. The whole Sefer Zohar is to give chizik. To give chizik means to be a yid that at the same time knows that he is the most important Jew that ever lived. And at the same time, halavai, I should have epis something, and halavai, I should be as holy as any yid out there. And that's the side of Chassidus. That's the side of Taras of Baal Shem Tov. So like I said, this inyan, the avodah right now is to bring Reb Shimon, to David HaMelech. This is the side of David HaMelech. The side of David HaMelech is mamish in Tehillim, which is said Baruch HaKodesh, and the psukim of Tehillim said Baruch HaKodesh is saying that I'm mamish nothing. All of Tehillim is like that. How is it possible that he Mizmor L'Dav, he's saying psukim Baruch HaKodesh, which means obviously he's not a pashut person, but the words that he's saying Baruch HaKodesh are that I'm mamish nothing, is because David HaMelech was also a chassid. The inyan of David HaMelech of the Malchus Beis David is the inyan of Chassidus also, like Mashiach told the Baal Shem Tov, like Yeshifutza Meinesecha Chutza. Means the whole inyan of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai be'etzem is really just it's just an unpackaging of Taras Baal Shem Tov, which itself is the light of David HaMelech, which itself is the light of Mashiach ben David. Means the whole inyan so comes out that although Reb Shimon Bar Yochai physically is in Meron, but emes and pnimius, the real place of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai is in Yerushalayim, and the real place of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai is by the Beis Hamikdash, and the one that's Megala, that inyan of Reb Shimon Bar Yochai in Beis Hamikdash is Moshe Rabbeinu, who's Rosh Tevis mi bein shnei hakruvim. Mi bein shnei hakruvim is Rosh Tevis Moshe, because Moshe Rabbeinu, the greatest and the most humble at the same time, is the side of what it means to be a chassid. Hashem should bless each and every one of us, that through our Haskashas to Reb Shimon Bar Yochai, through Haskashas to the Baal Shem Tov, through Moshe Rabbeinu, we should taka Zaycha to become Chassidim, and these Tzadiki Emes should accept us as their Chassidim, that we should, each and every one of us, to be mamish, to be the simcha over bittul, to have the chizik of Reb Chizkiah Pasach, and be Zaycha, to be the generation that's able to finally bring that shidduch to fruition of Mashiach ben Yosef with Mashiach ben David, the B'yis Kol Tzadik Barachim and Meher V'Yimenu. Amen.
Adoi shumeira yoy Yogolim Hoel yoy Adoi leinu bayoy toy V'yamatem koy letoy Oy givot v'yish milchama Adoi rovatem mimo Olei mada v'chachma Adoi leinu bayoy toy V'yamatem koy letoy Rabbi Shimon bayoy toy V'yamatem koy letoy Rabbi Shimon bayoy Lifter, Oilam, Adonai, Yamatem Koilechon, Rabbi Sheret Amikon, Yamatem Koilechon. Ikoiloi Zimer Aritzim, Yichris Zachovoitzim, Yitziles Ochlotzim, Adonai, Yamatem Koilechon. שמחה ושמחתו לרבנו.
Sometimes it takes a whole lifetime of davening to be able to say one word, Baomer, Baomer. So halavai, we should be zeicher to say a word, Baomer. Oy Rabbeinu! Oy Rabbeinu! Oy Rabbeinu! Rav Nachman said that the sicker the person, the greater doctor you need. So the sickest generation needs the greatest doctor of all, Moshe Rabbeinu himself, Mashiach Tzidkenu. And Baomer, we're able to tine it. We have the right to ask for it. Oy Rabbeinu! Oy